Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be back with you again today. And we are playing against Taputimu Youth, who are in last place. So this is a match that we really should win. We should have won the last match too, to be honest with you. It's a little bit frustrating that we didn't, but it's all right. You lose matches every once in a while. I don't want to put Alpha back in. Sasala, I'm not sure that we want to put him in. I think we'll keep Loke in there and see what happens. We'll do our little opposition instructions. We're not going to go positive. We'll just keep this as balanced. You can see Fetua and Palipua still do not have much of a partnership together, which is a little bit strange because they played all last season and seemed to do well. Maele is going to be back in there, so we'll see if that gets our goal scoring back on, and we'll see what happens. So here we go off again, and hopefully we'll see a better performance from these guys than we did last time around. I was starting to wonder if we should change the tactic around a little bit, but then I realized that we actually destroyed them when it came to the XG war. When we had a lot of shots on goal, we just weren't able to put them all the way in. That happens sometimes at this level, especially when you have a bunch of players who are not really all that consistent. So, I mean, I think it'll be all right. We'll see what happens here. We are currently in 5th place, which is an unusual place for us to be. Of course, Ilau and Tuamata have won all 3 of their matches, so there's also a chance that they just have improved a lot and that we're going to have a really tight race to the finish here this season. Maele with the ball now, passes it back to Fetuao. Fetuao with it, over to Maele again, playing in that deep role, over to Sasala on the left side. Sasala passes it back to Maele, over to Coraldi. And there's an attempt to get that over to, I didn't see that player's name on the right side, and this has forced a corner out for us. So let's see if we can score here. This is here in the first minute of the game, and it's just over the head of our defender, who was in good position. Ends up being Coraldi with the shot on goal from range, and it doesn't quite work. And that's one of those things that we really should be looking at in the tactic, which is how can we prevent our players from just shooting from anywhere, and instead tell them, hey, let's work the ball into the box a little bit more. Fetuao able to get over to this one, but not quite enough, and there is a good cross, and that forces Palipua to block the shot and knock it out for a corner. So we're still seeing our struggles here on defense. And, hey, as they say, it's always more interesting to watch people struggle at this game than to watch them simply win match after match. Somebody was telling me that I should take the second striker and turn him into a shadow striker playing the AMC role again. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. There's something about this is overpowered, but I've heard about a lot of things being overpowered in the game as this corner goes up and over. People have told me that it's overpowered if you have players in the back who can walk the ball up the pitch. People have told me that the segundo volante role is overpowered. People have told me, all sorts of things are supposedly overpowered. I'm not sure that anything is actually overpowered. I think that we're probably best off just doing what we can. Tagai has scored and is offside, and they should have the flag. We can't see the lineman from here. And no, they're going to give this one to him. He was offside. It was pretty obvious he was offside. But it's all right. We'll take it. I mean, is he not offside there? How is he not offside here, right? I mean, it's pretty clear. 1-0 for PanSa East FC, and that's the way that we want to start it off. But, I mean, look at how far offside he is. Look, I mean, it's not even a question. His foot is about 2 feet offside, right? It's ridiculous. But they give the goal, and we have a 1-0 lead. Here is Peario with it over to Maele. Maele knocks it forward for Tagai, and Mark almost scores his second goal in the space of a couple of seconds. And he's a pretty good player, isn't he? That puts us up to 3rd place with 6 points. Now we just need to win by a certain margin. If we can do that, we're going to be moving up the ranks in no time. And unfortunately for us, that corner ends up being headed up and out, and it turns into a bunch of nothing. Maele having a good match, which is what we were expecting from him. Still only 16 years old now, so no longer the 15-year-old phenom. Now he's only 16. He had an appearance for the American Samoa national team during the long break against the Cook Islands and scored as well. So it goes to show that it's not just on our team that he scores. This is actually a legitimately good player. The guy with the ball, here comes Mark, and boy, the Sung, the goaltender there for them, was just very barely able to get his hands onto that one to save it. And here is the corner, and it's knocked out by our defender over everybody's head. And I'm telling you, this guy, Mark Tagai, is an absolutely amazing striker. I mean, look at the position in which he's getting this ball, and he's forcing a really desperate fingertip save, and that's what we like to see. We want to see a little bit more of that. Tia with the ball, knocks us forward again for Tagai, and he's behind the defense. And unfortunately, that is saved and knocked out for a corner. How many times have we seen him run behind the defense like that? I mean, it's just incredible. And I don't know if it's that they're not calling offsides or what, but looks pretty good. I just realized that our supporters there behind the goal are all wearing black and white, even though we are a red and white team. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe Football Manager's having a few other issues. Unfortunately, that corner was just a little bit out and not very well played. But yeah, Mark is behind everybody and looking absolutely awesome. Sasala, they're trying to follow up the shot. Unfortunately, not quite fast enough. Here is Maele with it. Maele over to Tiatia, over to Donaldson, to Loke. And see, we need him not to take that shot. What we could use is somebody like moving the ball up into the box, looking for a pass instead of shooting it from the middle of nowhere. So let me know what your recommendations are for for teaching your players not to just shoot the ball from anywhere, especially at this level. Mark Tagai is faster than everybody, and in that case, I think he was kind of forced to shoot from there. But anyway, would have been a little bit nicer to get a shot that's a little bit closer. I would rather see closer shots than see us take a whole bunch of shots from out in the stratosphere. Peario with it. Peario walks it up a little bit, then passes it back to Fetuao. Fetuao with the ball now, over to Peario again. Peario lumps it forward looking for Loke, and it's over to Tagai again. Here comes Mark, and he explodes on this one and just cannot keep that one down. But, I mean, as long as he keeps getting chances like that, you know he's going to score again. I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. As soon as he gets the ball in that position, he just runs past everybody. That's exactly, of course, as you'll remember, what Milani was doing last season. Last year, I was about to say. It wasn't last year. It was a couple days ago. You can go back and watch it. Peario over to Fetuao. I thought they didn't get along. Over to Sasala now, and he finds Mark Tagai again, who's again behind the defense, and he's fouled, and there's a penalty, and I think it's going to be Tagai who's going to take the penalty, and that's going to be a yellow card there for Mark Tase. And let's see who it is. It doesn't look like it's Tagai taking the penalty. It's Edward Loke taking it, and he shoots, and it is saved, and he has another shot at it, and it's blocked, but then Sasala, Jaya Sasala on the left side, is able to get the goal, his first goal of his career, I believe, and certainly his first goal on the senior team. So Edward Loke, I don't know why he's on the penalty taker list. In fact, I don't even know if we have a penalty taker list, but we probably shouldn't have him taking penalties anymore. Fortunately for us, he was able to get the rebound, and it turned out for the better in the end. Palipua with the ball now, 2-0 for PanSa East FC, and this is a little bit more like it. Loke does get over onto that one, over to Palipua again. Palipua runs this one forward, passes it for Tagai, and Tagai takes the shot first time, which is what we want him to do there, and he just can't quite get his balance straight. But it's okay. That is what we want to do. I'm not going to complain about that. Maele over to Corialdi, over to Sasala, over to Fao Danielson, and boy, that's over to Loke now, to Maele, and he's got that beautiful pass in there for Takai, and he just can't score. Still having a hard time figuring out what that goal is, but that was an amazing pass there by Maele, and that's the reason why instead of a shadow striker, we're going to have this two-striker system. I mean, he's basically playing the AMC role there anyway. But that's definitely what we want to see happen. That is exactly what I wanted to see Maele do after seeing him so many times head the ball to nobody last season. We want to see him with somebody up front that he can pass the ball to, and that was an excellent move. Unfortunately, this pass forward is a little bit too far, and their goaltender is able to run over and grab it, knocks this one back, and it's Fetuao making the save over, or knocking it over to Fao Danielson, over to Sasala again. Sasala finds Maele, who kind of taps it forward. It wasn't Maele's best shot, but it was a good attempt again, and we're looking pretty dominant. Maele is not quite match fit and might have to come out here at halftime. We'll see how he's doing. Boy, I tell you, that was a really good movement by us, and you can see that Maele also has that speed, and we are a difficult team for the defense to deal with. The normal defenses in this league are going to have a real hard time trying to stop this team if we continue to play this quickly. I know that we lost our previous match, but it was close, and we really should have won. And now that we're getting a good idea of who the better players are and who the sort of not-so-better players are, it'll be a little bit easier for us to put a good winning team out there. Fao Danielson over to Tagai, and he almost has his second goal once again. And that was definitely a good shot, and that's exactly the way I'm trying to teach them to play. We want to work that ball into the box. Peario over to Coriadi, again over to Loke. Loke passes this one forward to nobody. It was an interesting pass. There was a lot of thought that went into it. Palipua with it now over to Tagai, and ends up with Tagai over to Fao Danielson, and he passes it forward to Loke. Loke takes the shot from range. He's offside. He's offside anyway. It doesn't really matter. Loke playing a little bit out of position there, and you can see here, so as he moves up into position. I'm sorry, no, this was on the earlier highlight, so I'm getting a little bit confused myself. It's been kind of a long first half, hasn't it? We're about 10 minutes into this video already, and we're only through a half of play. So sometimes we get these long games with tons of highlights, and sometimes they're a little bit shorter, but this one, it looks like our offense is creating a whole lot of things to consider highlights, and we have knocked this ball backwards into a good position once again. And let's see what we can do here. It's a lump forward, and Tagai just can't get onto that one. Loke then misses the header, unfortunately, and this pretty soon is going to be, I think, the end of the half. We have maybe a couple of minutes, I think, or a couple of seconds to go, but not that long. It's Collins here with the shot, and Fata is able to get the save for us. And I just realized that, our goaltender has been taken out of this game. This is what happens when you just sort of go along with what your assistant manager says, and that's exactly what we've done. So, word to the wise, you probably don't want to do that, because then you'll be surprised and you'll say, I didn't know that this guy was playing. Maile looks a little bit winded, a little bit tired, but he's having a good game. We will auto-size all the columns and take a quick look here and see. Not seeing any really poor performances from anybody, so I think I'm going to leave him in. But we're going to continue to take a look over there at Maile, and if he shows any signs of slowing down or having problems, then we'll take him out. It's Peario with the ball, and that's the end of that highlight. So let's see if we can get a few more goals in this. 2-0 is a pretty good lead, and I'm worried always about conceding, but hopefully we can get something more happening here. It's a really dangerous punch on that corner to prevent the across, and Fata then is able the second time to grab the ball down. And he is going to distribute it, hopefully not too far away. But no, he does that, even though I've told him not to. So Sala with the ball now, down to Tagai with it. And he looks like that was a pass. I'm not sure who that was a pass to, but it was a pass to somebody. I don't think that Tagai realizes that he is the guy who's furthest down. Loke with it now over to Maile, and that should have been a goal. That should have been a goal for Maile. That's the sort of goal last season that we would see him hit from time to time. We'd like to see a little bit more goals from him and a little bit less just barely missing it like that. This was a very, very good move. It came kind of out of nowhere, and Maile right here has the defense completely beaten, and he hits it. He hits it in the right position with the right amount of strength on it, and just gets unlucky. There's a good save from the goaltender. So it is. That'll happen from time to time. And now we have to play defense again. And fortunately for us, this is kind of lumped up to nobody, and it ends up with Fao Danielson, who finds Tagai again. Here comes Mark. Mark passes backwards to Fao Danielson, coming with a full head of steam. Danielson is fouled from behind, no call, and ends up losing possession as a result. And so the ball is knocked back to Palipua, who misses the header, looks a little bit foolish in doing so, and then is lumped forward to Loke, and then over to Sasala. Sasala with it, over to Fao Danielson, and he's going to cross it here eventually. There is the cross over to Maile, whose header, unfortunately, is hit goalward, but right into the arms of the waiting defensive goalkeeper, and so that ends up being a goal kick. Now Maile with the ball again, passes it down to Tiatia. Tiatia with it over to Fao Danielson. Fao Danielson back to Palipua. Palipua lumps this one over, looking for Tagai, and finds him, and is back to Tiatia. Over to Loke, and Loke takes, again, a shot from range. We don't want to see him do that, and we need to change a little bit of this role. I'm pretty sure that the midfielder role that he's playing is supposed to be a Mazzola role on support, not on attack. But we can go back and look and see. I might have it wrong. I don't like seeing him taking these shots from the middle of nowhere when we really don't need it, and we have players in front of him that have a better chance of scoring a goal. Fortunately for us, this Taputimu Youth attack ends up fizzling out and turning into a bunch of nothing, and I think it's just about time for us to make a substitution or two. So Maile is looking really tired. I think we are going to take him out and congratulate him for a good job well done. We'll replace him with Petupoli The other one that we're going to take out here, and you have to auto-size it every single time you come to the screen. Thank you, Football Manager, is Peario, who's not having a great game. We'll replace him with Kaleopa and see what happens after that. So 2-0 still for PanSa East FC, third match of the season, and this is a little bit more like it. And the first thing we do is we give up a goal to them. Good free kick there from Jimmy Tiatia. And that makes this a much closer match than I was expecting. This is just a well-taken, well-struck free kick, and there's not much you can do about that. In off of the side crossbar, and so it goes 2-1 is the lead. Kaleopa throws in over to Sasala, over to Afao Danielson, and he deserves that. He's been playing very, very well in this match, and he deserves his goal on his debut, and that makes it 3-1. Now, it says down below that should put the result beyond reach or beyond doubt. I don't think so. We have another 20-something minutes to go in this match, so I wouldn't count my chickens quite yet. But we're doing okay, and we're seeing good performances from just about all of our players. So not a bad job overall. Kaleopa wins this header over to Sasala, who also has a goal today. Over to Tagai, who lumps it forward for Petupoli, who scores. Petupoli with his third goal of the season, and I had a feeling that as soon as we put him on, he was going to score. 4-1 for PanSa East FC. This is a little bit more like what I was thinking of. Sasala with the good little pass over to Tagai, who just lumps it forward over for Petupoli. You see, Petupoli is supposed to, I believe he's supposed to be playing that deep-lying striker role. Yep, he's supposed to be the one who's further back, but every now and then they'll switch. So, not bad. You can do it from time to time if you've got the personnel. And they are behind us here, unfortunately. And we're luckily able to see a good save from this keeper, who I think is playing in his first senior game for us. So, anyway, not a bad job done here, although I wish that our defense were a little bit better at getting in front of the guys. There's a throw in here for Taputimu Youth. And it's kind of lumped forward. Palipua with a header, which is not what we wanted to see from him, over to Petupoli, who lumps it forward to just about nobody. And so that's kind of a ridiculous play by us. And we give up a shot on, well, it wasn't really on goal, but we give up a shot where we probably shouldn't have. And it's Taputimu Youth again with a throw over to the middle of the attacking part of the field for them. And their Teoni has a shot on goal that, again, goes far, high, and wide. Palipua now with the free kick over to Loke. Loke finds Tagai. And, ooh, man, he has a shot that just about goes in. It looked like that was in for a second. What a save that one was. Tagai showing that he can shoot from range. And this is a pretty good team, I would say. We have a pretty good team that's capable of doing a lot of good things. That was not bad at all. Here is Fata with the goal kick. Knocks this one all the way forward to just about nobody. Fetuao with it over to Loke, who misses the header. Thank you, Loke. And let's see what happens here now. Tia with it. I think he's the one with the goal. And he finally crosses it over, and it ends up leading to just about nothing. And that's the end of that little highlight. And I mean, as we look at this, yeah, I mean, it's a little kind of confusion job done by our defense, but it was good enough to force them into doing something that certainly wasn't high percentage. Here's Kaleopa knocking that over to Palipua, who just lumps it forward. And it's good to get rid of the nonsense. And it's back over to Fetuau, who heads this one on away, and that does it. Boy, I tell you, they had a lot of momentum at the end of the match, but we wound up with a win. XG of 4.83. We should have scored a lot more. 27 shots, 15 on target. We won the possession battle. And I don't know about you guys, but I think this tactic is working pretty well. We'll have more tomorrow. See you then. Bye-bye.